they'll might sign him out against this sort of deck or a burn deck
Sure.
because, hey, that 2 extra life, you know what, I can survive a little bit longer without stripping a card away. I can use Inquisition to do that. Now, Siege Rhino, you saw some lists that ran more Siege Rhinos in it, I think, around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, we've seen a lot less. Maybe like a 1 of 2 of.
Yeah.
Not really more than that, where before it was like 3, 4.
I miss that guy.
You know, maybe one day you can play him again.
Mm. Actually, here's a Tarmogoyf. I saw someone that was talking about how they were running a 5-color Living End deck that did really well in on an online tournament or something like that, went 5-0, and they had Siege Rhinos. And it had Restoration Angels as well. So,
interesting.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how
Are you running gifts in there too?
No. There were no gifts. So I was kind of confused. Nope. There was no discard. So I didn't know how they were getting the restoration, either the Angel or the Siege Rhino, into their graveyard.
Huh.
Yeah, it was weird. I was searching. I was like, man, this seems really interesting, but how? How are you doing this?
Did you look at the I like that playmat on the right. It is a good playmat, dude. Actually, that regional playmat's pretty sweet. Do you like that one better than the one for this year?
No.
The wolf one?
No. I do like the wolf one better.
You do like the wolf one.
You want to know why?
Oh my dog.
Oh yeah. They are ruining it up on that playmat. They are ruining it up.
Look, there's some wolves over there.
Yeah, but they're not ruining.
That one is what?
Nah, he's just happy to be there.
Okay.
Yo, didn't see y'all yesterday.
No,
we didn't make it. We definitely wanted to, but signups were cut off really early online, and I figured classics would fill up quick.
Yeah, so we decided to play it safe.
Mm-hmm. Is that Kyle on the left? It is.
It is. And as you can see, this was originally, too, when we had to sit here and go back and forth and try to guesstimate life totals.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't have any way to keep track.
We didn't have it.
No.
We didn't have dice.
Again, this was week number 1 when we just showed up and we're like, hey, guys, here's our computer and camera. We're going to start recording Magic. That's another big draw to play Abzan.
Oh,
Lingering Souls.
Lingering Souls, such a great card. Y'all just felt lazy. No, I mean I just assumed that they would fill up because teams would drop out.
That's what I assumed too.
Yeah. I feel a Rhino coming.
It's that 4 mana.
Man, if I could go back to this and just talk to myself and be like, hey man, this is what's gonna happen in a year. This is what, you're gonna have to weather the storm, but it'll
get better.
Yeah, it's gonna get better. But there's gonna come a time where it's gonna get really cold, and you're still gonna feel like you're missing a particular enchantment.
So this is also an interesting thing that Kyle's doing here, is that he was running basically a 3-color list, because he ran the white in there for Boros Charm, probably Helix as well.
Oh yeah.
But he is super flooded and facing down an onslaught of 4 spirits and a Goyf.
Yep.
Helix you.
Wow, with a full grip.
Yeah. And that's where you want to be if you're running Abzan. Now, most Abzan lists are not running their Confidant. Some are, but with having Siege Rhino,
yeah, it wasn't a good time.
That 4 damage off of it is not where you want to be.
Hey, man, but I've seen a lot of Jund decks that are, Dramoka's Command. I love that card. Some decks are playing They're running Tasigur in their decks.
Yeah, somewhere.
You know what I mean? They're running Dark Confidant plus Tasigur?
That seems fine.
Ouch!
What's 6 damage amongst friends, right? Alright.
So Lyle had that all sewn up there.
Wasn't that fun, guys?
Man, that angle, though.
A trip down nostalgia lane.
Man. Alright, guys, we're ready to record some Magic.
Oh, can you not see those cards? Sorry.
We're just gonna guess too.
Mm,
Well,
so that was our first week of recording.
yeah. That's pretty good.
Wasn't it?
I mean, well, alright.
As you think about it, as like people's first weeks of recording, it could have been a lot worse.
It could have
You
been a
know,
lot
that's the
worse.
way I look at it.
Yeah.
When we think about it,
You
man,
know,
that could have been horrible.
Like I tried so hard to find the perfect angle for that camera.
We did.
And that was like the best we could do.
Yeah, we
With
fiddled
what
with
we
it for
were
a
allowed.
while, had the counterweight for a bit.
Yep. What's
All right.
next?
I don't remember. Let's find out. Aha!
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So the menace is out, right? This is March 7th, 2016,
Post Pro Tour.
Pro Tour. So when the colorless Eldrazi appeared, when the blue-red Eldrazi decks appeared.
Trying a new angle.
Yeah. You know what? We
You can
said,
see that progression
Yeah.
already. We also have dice.
Yes. I remember TJ spending 30 minutes pulling out
Yeah.
light bulbs to try and prevent the glare.
We were trying everything that we could think of to try to get this to work. And we've also figured out that part of the reason why it's so bad is those walls
Oh man.
reflect the light in there. Which you think about, I want to go to a game store and I want to be able to see.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, okay, makes perfect sense. You don't want to live in a basement when you're trying to play in a tournament. But when you're trying to record, you want to be able to control that light.
Yeah, the walls in the shop, they're this sweet, like, chroma color green,
Remember when Derek used to play Magic?
and they reflect the light pretty well. So it was tough.
So this was a interesting time because some players had the cards for the Eldrazi stuff. Like they just had a couple. Oh, I've got these eyes laying around. Bulk mythic that
Right. Right.
it's like 25 cents. Right? I just have them from when I was playing during original Zendikar. Never going to use them, but I got them.
Right.
And then this deck came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, you got temples? You got eyes? What you doing with those?" And they tried to make this deck. So originally, it involved cheating out a Mimic on turn 1, usually by playing your Eye of Ugin or your Temple of Eldrazi. Can either generate 2 mana off it, or your Eldrazi's cost 2 less. So here's your Mimic. Next turn, you're going to play a Temple or an Eye, and then play your Thought-Knot Seer.
I'm gonna vomit if it happens.
Strip a card away,
I'll tell
and
you
now
that
you have a
right now.
4/4 you can swing with. And then the following turn, you play a Reality Smasher,
I'm telling you
and
right
then
now.
you swing in for 14. And that was like a common thing that was happening.
Seriously though, like if it happens, and I guess this is where Tim was going back and forth about which flavor of Merfolk that he was playing.
I
It
want to
was-
say this was still his mono, or his blue-white maybe.
Yeah, he's I think he's playing blue white here.
Mhm.
So Wonderwine hubs. I just tried to type in Wonderwine hub.
And look, here it is.
All right.
Temple.
Simian
Simian Spirit Guide.
Here we go.
Oh.
Mattery Shaper. All right, so it
Turn
could have been
1,
worse.
here's a 3/2.
It could have been worse.
Go ahead, kill it. See what happens.
Please.
But you can see the cards now. There's not that
It's-
annoying glare.
Right. It's not. Well, you can see that Hollow Fountain looks a little rough.
Yes.
You know that it looks a tiny bit rough there. It's definitely not as bad as before. We were so close to... I think this camera angle, it was hanging even more off the edge.
Oh, it was.
You know what I mean? Like,
it was pretty bad.
I was like, guys...
as you can see, yeah, there's some cards that you just still can't see. Oh, I can actually adjust life. Look, we got dice.
Yo.
We know what their life total is at.
We do.
All right, so what are you thinking? Temple or Eye?
It's got to be an eye, right? It's got to be.
Ha!
There it is.
Called it.
Here we go. Boom! Thought-Knot's here. Gross. This is disgusting. I hate this.
Turn 2. Here's my 4/4 that I strip a card from your hand. Oh yeah, and it's exiled, not in your graveyard. So people should not be that shocked for Thought-Knot because it still sees play today. Tim's even like trying to shield his cards so you can see them. Looks like there's a Lord of Atlantis, a Harbinger of the Tide there. When are they going to make a Snapcaster Mage for exile cards? That would be kind of cool.
You know, I think like we would have had it in Zendikar because they have the that mechanic, whatever it's called, the processing mechanic.
Yeah. That would make sense. Give an Eldrazi that ability because...
Remember when we first introduced the dice to everyone and we were like, hey guys,
can you help us?
Can you just like
Bye.
just try and keep track of your life totals with these dice?
I know it's really difficult because you got that pad of paper there, but it's impossible to figure out our life totals when you don't help us. Alright. Is it a Reality Smasher follow-up?
I mean, it's just the natural progression of things.
And he's just like, well, I'm going to smash in.
I'm fairly certain
For
that
7.
Derek had a Ratchet Bomb in hand. And he does have an Endless one as well. Endless one was so gross in this deck, though.
Yeah, because, look, he's casting an Endless one for 4 because it costs 2 less off of Eye.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Seems fine.
It's just a 4/4.
Yeah, everything about this is fine.
You miss this deck, don't you?
I do.
Getting smashed in the face by it.
What I find more funny was how they printed the Expedition land for Eye of Ugin, and then immediately had to ban it.
Yeah.
They had to ban it. If I were Tim, I would be in the market for a Spreading Seas. And bingo!
Bam! Which is actually a smart play to go for the Temple here. Because it seemed that, you know, Derek is missing land drops. And the Eye doesn't actually tap for mana. So, fun fact. Harbinger, hey, he'll bounce that. And Tim should draw a card off that.
He should. But there's still a 4/4 and a 3/2.
Oh, you're at 9 too. So that would put him to 2 life.
Well, the deck didn't run Bolt, right?
Didn't need it. Clear blockers. Okay. Tap for a blue. Here's an Endless one for 3.
Seems fine. It's still a 3/3, right? Like,
yeah. Now there is Island Walk. Let's see. We got another Lord.
Eye of Ugin was definitely the right call.
Phantasmal Image here.
It's the best spirit you can ask for.
So he takes 5 off that swing. Now, Merfolk should be a little bit familiar if you guys were watching Vancouver coverage, because it did make it to the top 8. Actually came in 2nd place.
Was it Mono Blue?
It was. And actually ran Vendilion Click in his list.
That's not a Merfolk.
It is not, but it is actually a pretty sweet card. Now, I would say that if you're going to listen to any Merfolk player about what you should be running in your list, I would listen to him. He has a YouTube and Patreon dedicated specifically to playing modern, or to playing Merfolk in Modern and Legacy.
Interesting.
And that is the only deck that he plays.
He's all in.
He is all in with the fish. And Lyle's saying that Merfolk player was on point with his play. And it makes perfect sense why he would be. Like, he definitely knew what he was doing. And you could see him debating every play. And not like slow play debate, but just like he's been through different lines of plays in his head and really going over things. And I mean, he was close to being able to win that GP, but...
Man, I'm just saying.
Raptor pretty good. Death Shadow pretty good.
What would happen if...
Yeah, Japanese foiled out too.
If Merfolk won that GP, what kind of message would that send? Modern's fine.
Modern's fine.
Modern's fine. I think either of those decks, Modern's fine. I think it was 6 out of the 8 decks were diverse. Like it was one of.
Yeah, and even the other GP, Brisbane or whatever, had 2 Dread decks, and the rest were unique.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's
Red White Prison. It had Lantern Control. It had Affinity. Had a couple others in there. I can't think of off the top of my head there, but so it's a very diverse format right now. Now I do think that we're going to see a lot more Death Shadow. Because
I agree.
It is the popular deck right now. It's the one that people are looking at, going, "Ooh, do I have the cards for this? This is fun because it's just like Jund, but it has a gotcha. You're just dead. Here's
you're just
1 mana, 12/12. Seems good. Oh, I also run Teamer Battle Raid, so. All right, Tim will take game 1. The fish.
You picked the wrong one, dude.
The wrong fish?
We were supposed to show. He wasn't supposed to get beat.
We're supposed to see the power of this deck.
Maybe we'll see it in the next game.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, part of that too was
he only had 2 lands.
Even being without lands, he was doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, it could have easily have gone a different way if he had gotten a couple more lands earlier. Those ratchet bombs there, or the ratchet bomb just destroys him.
Yeah.
Oh, here's all your 2 cost stuff. Well, they're dead.
It's cool. It's cool. Nan's got this sweet deck brewing over here. He saw Michael Majors did a great job. So he's trying to play that.
I really like playing green, black counters in Standard right now.
This isn't the deck that we're talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant... Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, this one.
This one, yes.
Yeah, this one.
I do like that one a lot, too. But...
What did they call it? Is it Grixis Expertise?
Oh, the Grixis Expertise one?
No, it wasn't Expertise. It was this deck. Yeah, that's it. It was Expertise, because he was playing Yahenni and Baral.
Yeah, so Actually, speaking of Expertise... the Grizzle brand decks are now running Breaking and Entering. Because you can Expertise out Breaking and have it fused with Entering.
You can do that with any of the fuse cards, though. Right?
Yes, but they're running it specifically because they can get a creature back with Entering. So...
Seems fine.
Yep. Fun fact of the day.
I think that deck's also running Beck and Call.
other lists were. I don't know if that. Maybe it was.
I think it was.
Yeah, because you can just do things like that.
Yeah.
All right. So again, this match was recorded up last March.
March 7th.
March 7th, right after the Pro Tour had said, "Hey guys, you're looking a little cold because Eldrazi is going to be here for a while, and it's going to be probably." What was the final numbers? Do you remember of how much of the meta it was?
40%, I think.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think it was 40%.
Which is crazy. How many people were playing this deck? But I get it, like, with every other deck is underneath of it. Like, you can play Thought Knot, Reality Smasher, Endless Ones, and
Ew.
yeah, look.
Oh, he's got a Mimic too.
Yeah.
Yo, Dark Lord Popo, thank you so much, dude.
Happy anniversary.
Happy 1 year to you. Happy 1 year.
And I saw a vial in Tim's hand.
He's got
Two vials.
He's got two. Here is the temple.
And here's a Mimic.
Show me a Mimic. Sick.
So Mimics don't see play anymore.
They don't.
But what does a Mimic do for those that maybe weren't playing during Eldrazi Winter?
Yeah, so the Eldrazi Mimic is pretty neat. You can actually, he becomes a copy whenever, I think it's another creature, or is it another colorless creature?
It's just like power and toughness, I think.
Oh, is it just power and toughness?
Let's double check.
Yo, Archiam. Welcome to the stream. Happy 1 year to you.
Another colorless creature.
Okay, another colorless creature. So, basically, you would do turn 1 Mimic, turn 2, now the Mimic has become a 2/1 Phyrexian Revoker, basically. Doesn't get the abilities or anything on the card, but does get the power and toughness.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and technically it just stayed the same, because since the Mimic's a 2/1 as well.
Yep.
But you would do such terrible, terrible things like turn 2 Thought Knot Seer and turn your Mimic into a Thought Knot Seer.
Yeah. Here's
So,
a
like,
4/4.
Yeah, awesome. Great.
Or you
Glad
could
they
have
did this.
multiple Mimics, and then when you play Reality Smasher, you can just kill somebody in one turn.
Yep.
And TJ given us a great rundown of numbers. Online percentage were over 50, and paper was about 48% by the end. All right, here we go.
4.
Thought Knot.
Yep.
Trigger.
Here we go. Sick.
Path to Exile on the Thought Knot.
Yep.
So he's going to stack his triggers. So,
Draws a card, and then he gets to look at his hand.
yes. Unless at this time, this was right around when the deck came out. And then I guess he's like, yep, here's how my triggers are being stacked. Now I got to look at your hand after you draw. Eldrazi Mimic's still a 4/4, though. So that means there's still 6 damage that could be coming across. Well, there's another path.
Couple Lords,
And
Silvergill.
a Harbinger of the Tides.
Yep.
So Path and Harbinger are the two that can interact with him based on what's going on. The other card that we can't really see by Path to Exile is that second Vial. So this is like, hey, it's a 1-land hand, but I got Path to Exiles, and I got 2 Vials, so I'm going to start playing all my creatures.
Yep.
And now that he doesn't have a second path, he's going to have to be really reliant on getting some creatures out. Harbinger of the Tides can come out when you Vial it in on 2 and bounce a tap creature.
He's at 9. What a swing.
Oh, wait a minute. Is Phyrexian Revoker on Aether Vial?
Probably.
I would assume.
I would assume it would have to be. It came out after the Vial was played.
Yeah. And that's why he didn't tick it up, because it didn't matter.
Yep.
Because he might not have any artifact removal.
Right.
Because he's like, oh, you just have big dumb dudes. I
Yeah.
want to make sure I deal with your big dumb dudes.
Endless One. 5. You take... Oh my gosh. He took 7 because of that Endless One. Wow. And yeah, okay, great.
That's more what you
that
wanted
was-
to see?
No, really, I just want to see the Hail Mary,
Mm.
right? I want to see Mimic on turn 1, I wanted Thought-Knot Seer on turn 2, and I want to see Reality Smasher on turn 3.
Yes.
That's the Hail Mary.
That's what I need.
So, 4, 19.
Oh, God. So...
Or 18. Yeah, 18. That's the Hail Mary play.
I don't even remember much about what was, like, the Royal Flush. What was really winning a lot of modern tournaments before Eldrazi Winter?
Twin.
Well, the Twin got banned, and so did Summer Bloom.
Twin.
And so what was winning between then and Eldrazi Winter? I can't remember.
Okay.
That's
okay.
That's
okay.
the Twin. Do you remember this?
Listen,
There was a deck called Twin.
I don't know if you guys remember this enchantment. It's 2 red, 2 colorless.
Oh, that would be the grossest thing ever.
Splinter Twin.
Splinter Twin. DJ's like,
oh yeah, I mimic.
Second turn Temple, Spirit Reality Smasher, take 15.
Yeah, there you go.
Follow up next turn, Thought-Knot, strip away your card, kill you.
Glad we did this. This was fun. I don't know. I mean, I guess.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably Modern was fine.
Because I feel like after the Gitaxian Probe and after the Grave Troll, the format has been very diverse and very open right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an SCG Open this weekend.
Oh, there you go. Collected Company.
Ah, okay. All right. That makes sense. Collected Company was flourishing at this point. That would make sense. Collected Company decks are coming back, though.
Yeah.
A couple ones you can play out there.
That Renegade Railer, as Eminem likes to call him. The Renegade Railer, not Renegade Rallier.
He's a dude. It was also, for those that want to know, this was around the time where Lyle started brewing up his blue-white deck.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Nice guy Tim showing us a 4-lander plus Vial.
Oh, good point. It was also the breakout for Lantern Control.
Ew, I saw a Smasher.
Because Bridge was tough for Eldrazi to beat. And that was also because of Origins. Like we were talking about. So Origins helped to push Lantern Control up, which Lantern Control won.
Brisbane.
Yep. Because it was running a Aether Revolt Battle of the Bridge.
Oh, Battle for the Bridge.
Yeah, there ran like 4 in there, or 3 in his list, so.
Yo, OMG, I'm Chris. Welcome to the stream, dude.
Hey!
Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year. Glad you could tune in.
Kind of a slow start for Derek.
Yeah, look at this.
Mimic? No,
What?
Ratchet Bomb. Okay, alright.
Go ahead, play your fish.
He's playing a little bit more of a controlling route.
Uh-huh.
I see you.
Alright, here's a way around Ratchet Bomb. Play something that costs more than 2. Because most of the time he'll want to be killing those, so. He says, alright, I'll tick that up. Urborg.
Ah, yes. The tomb.
Because what's better than your eye now being able to tap for mana?
True. Seems fine. I mean, I don't know why we ever banned
good.
it. You know, it definitely wasn't in any way, shape, or form wrong.
Because you could sit there and go, here's my turn 1 eye. Here's my Mimic. Followed by Urborg, cast Thought-Knot. Because you can use Urborg to tap for a black. You can use your eye to tap for a black.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
And it costs 2 less. Oh, no, you couldn't, because Thought-Knot needs a colorless.
It needs a waste.
It does need a waste. But you could do weird broken stuff like that.
Yeah. Here's a Revoker on Aether Vial. It would be bad for it to be on... Yeah, no ban needed. 90% of the meta.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, and it was, there was... that was when everybody became fans of Affinity. Everyone was like, yes,
Yeah.
kill him, go robots, you can do it.
I remember watching that Pro Tour going, man, I really want this Affinity player to win.
I
in
know.
The top
The
eight.
first time in my life I'm rooting for Affinity in the top 8. Like, I feel like every time an Affinity player is watching, they're like, oh, good job, Affinity, you made top 8, you're still relevant, I see you, but please don't win because I don't want Mox to get banned. Like,
Just stay in the top 8, take your money and go. I don't
don't mess with
Yeah.
the deck. Just show everybody, hey, you're still there.
Yep.
We know,
Yep.
but look at that. Trying to keep the dice up to date.
Bingo.
Bingo, your opponent messed with your life total. DJ knows.
Exactly. Just be cool, guys. No,
Is
this
that what
Mox Opal, no.
all Affinity players say to each other when they meet at tournaments? Hey, so top 8, right? Okay, cool. Just make sure you don't win. Go ahead. You can go win the classics.
It's like professional wrestling, right? Like they all get together like, okay, all right, TJ, you're gonna get into the top 8, but you're not gonna win, dude. You're gonna take the fall.
You gotta go down.
You can stay,
make it look good.
Yeah, you can stay in second place if you want, but do not win, okay? Do it for the team. Do it for the team.
All right.
Yep.
Here's 5. Time to start smashing.
I mean, if we went the whole series without seeing one Reality Smasher,
Something would be wrong.
I would feel cheated. And see, now we know, like, without a doubt, what Reality Smasher reads. But at the time, we saw Tim just read the card because we were still just unsure. Like,
yeah.
how
Is
do
it
I
like,
remove this?
Does this work with abilities, or is it just
Yeah.
spells,
Can
instant sorceries?
How do I do this?
All right.
I'm taking
Do
5,
I
I
have to
guess.
discard when I want to path this? Ew.
I'm trying to get an idea of what else is in Derek's hand there.
I don't know. He's flicking his cards like you, nonstop.
Sometimes you just can't help it. It's just gotten worse, like,
Yes.
as time goes
Well,
on.
now
it just gets worse.
it's like it definitely is a stress thing.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the match and you're just like, and the more stressful the situation, the quicker you're flicking them. I've just taken to like spinning my cards. And, like I might flick them like once, twice, and I'll just sit there and play with them more.
Yeah, you're thinking about it too much. My mind is elsewhere. At one point, someone was like, "Man, that's so loud." I'm like, "I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I can't help it." But now you have made it very clear that it's too loud.
So now he's gonna be all self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
And every time he starts flicking, he's gonna go, "Oh no, does the people around me think I'm being too loud?"
Yeah. How am I laying under the radar now?
You're not.
I know.
Especially with the deck that you're gonna be playing.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Boys.
Sweet.
He's
That
now
island.
he's
can
now
now tap
playing
for-
Demir.
Awesome. This is great.
Let's blow up. And hey, take that spreading seas back.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Now, another thing to note, guys, is the difference between this original list and what the Eldrazi list that you're seeing now is Reality Smasher was the top end. There was nothing bigger really in its list. Most of the time you weren't seeing Ulamogs or anything like that because it's all about just playing out those endless ones, those mimics, a Thought Knot, Reality Smasher, and just turning them sideways. I don't need to wait for the Ulamog. That's slow. Now the Tron lists are fine with running it because you're getting up to 10 mana pretty easily. And even just regular Tron lists have been running Ulamog in there because cast trigger, exile 2 permanents. Seems good.
Tron.
Who even likes Tron?
Man, I watched Bobby Fortunelli, which he won. I think he won an Open with Summer Bloom.
Yes.
Or with Bloom Titan.
Bloom
before Summer Bloom got banned. It was right before it got banned.
Back when people were actively trying to get that deck banned.
Yes.
All the players that were pretty much playing it were like, yeah, this deck is disgusting. I can mulligan and have no lands and still win on turn 2.
I remember that interview where he said, I know that right now it's the magnifying glass is on this deck. And when he won, he was like, I know it's probably going to get banned very soon.
Yeah.
Because of this and other reasons. But he was playing, obviously, the Amulet Titan deck. And he was playing against Tron. And there were just so many top decks from the Tron list. Like, Bobby would get rid of Ugin Spirit Dragon, right? The Tron player would rip the Ugin off, play it. Bobby would get rid of it. And then the next turn, the Tron player would rip the Tron piece that he needed to play something that was in his hand. And then Bobby would, defend against it.
Yeah.
And then finally he ripped a Karn. And I was like, oh my gosh, Tron, please.
It's just good deck building.
I mean, that's
every
it.
time that I face a Tron player, it always seems to be the case is like, oh, here's my natural Tron into Karn.
Yep, perfect.
Oh, you got rid of that one? Well, guess what? Here's Ugin, and here's another Karn. And you know what? I'm going to use my Karn that I already have. I'm going to neg, get rid of that, and then I'm going to play my second one and neg another thing. Just because I can.
I think Bobby hit the Tron player's mind with the Ghost Quarter.
Nice.
And then the player ripped the Ghost Quarter off the top.
Or the mine off the top.
Mine off the top. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please.
That's just good deck building.
Has to be, right? Has to be. Just exactly what you need, right on top. It's Heart of the Cards.
Okay, this is risky here. I don't know. There's looks like one card in hand. Yeah.
Harbinger of the Tides. That came out in Origins, right?
It did.
Right.
The newest addition to Merfolk, and Tim and I had talked for a while. I was like, man, they really need a new Merfolk. They got it. Like we had the same Merfolks over and over again. And we need something new, something to help push it up, get it back into the the top tiers of Modern.
Yeah.
And this came out and actually is pretty effective of a card for 2 mana. It's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, return target tapped creature an opponent controls to their hand. So vial it in on 2, or you could flash it in by paying 4 mana, which we just saw Tim do. Oh no.
Simian Spirit Guide.
All is dust.
Yep.
Fun fact, all is dust is reduced by the Eye of Ugin. Not that Derek has that, but it is something to keep in mind.
Ew. That's gross.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's not how a sorcery spell should work.
Exile all, or it doesn't exile, it just destroys.
Or instant.
It's sorcery.
Is it sorcery?
Yeah, or maybe it's sack. Let's. I can't even remember, but it's all colored permanents. Tribal sorcery Eldrazi, each player sacks all colored permanents. Yeah, so. Oh, here's this endless one for you.
Great. Yeah.
Path it.
Yeah, Tim's at 9. I think Derek was checking there like, this guy right here, this is who you're pathing? Okay.
Now there is that Mutavault and an Blink Moth, which were relevant in the original colorless list because it's, when there's paths and all this stuff running around and it gets to this grindy step, you can actually use your lands to kill people.
Sure.
Path it to the graveyard.
This is before Table Judges as well.
That is true.
Before we had real M&M to cover us.
Keeping things on lock.
Yeah.
Activate.
Mutavault 2.
Pink.
Let's make it 3.
Yep, because guess what? It's all creature types. He is also considered a blink moth, I guess, too, right?
Yeah. Here's a Master of the Pearl Shrine for Tim.
There's a 2/2. Gives all of them Merfolk's Island Walk. Another blink.
Hey.
So
I mean, same thing, right? Like, Mutavault. Swing.
that'll be a 4/4 if he doesn't do anything about it.
Pump.
Bam.
Goes to 3?
Yeah. Oh, 2 lands in hand.
I guess it was just
So is that what you were hoping for? When I told you there was going to be some colorless Eldrazi on camera?
Yeah, I think that suffice. That'll suffice. Yeah, you know it's not the full Monty like TJ and Lyle were talking about. You know, 2 mimics, 3 mimics. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, but
Crushing people's hopes and dreams.
yeah,
Still very powerful deck back then.
it is.
And
It is.
Glad that we don't have to deal with it.
It's
in
really
that
powerful in
iteration.
Legacy, I hear.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, the Eldrazi lists that are out there now are a little bit different, but still strong decks. So it's something you guys have to be careful of if you're going to be playing Modern. That was, round 2?
That was round 2.
Moving right along, guys.
Yeah.
Is our Blast from the Past 1-year anniversary episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Happy 1 year to you guys, by the
1
way.
year.
Everyone that's joining us now.
Mhm.
We are celebrating 1 whole year of Modern Magic Mondays coverage. And we couldn't do it without you guys.
We could.
We literally could not. So thank you all very much for all the support, all the donations. Basically, you know, we kind of built this from the ground up, and here we are. Like, I was thinking about it today. You know, I had the day off.
Must have
We
been
were
nice. Actually,
celebrating presidents and things.
my day off was spent hiking
Oh.
because I didn't really have the day off.
Yeah.
But I got to take the kids at work and we went hiking, so
There you
it was
go.
kind of like a day off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you were sitting there.
We were just thinking, just thinking about things, and you know, I was like, man, 1 whole year. It doesn't feel like it's been a year. But I mean, you got married
I did.
in that year. You got married. That's all I really have for big life events.
That took place in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started this stream. I got married.
Yeah, and
Eldrazi got banned.
here we are.
Infect got nerfed.
Splinter Twin still isn't a thing.
It's okay. You're gonna try some other twin-like things.
Yeah, but it's just not the
It's
same.
not the same.
You know, Deceiver Exarch was Bay.
Make an infinite.
Round
Kill
3.
you.
Let's do it. Let's try to
Let's see our progress, guys. Let's see how things are gonna continue to progress.
Yeah. Hey!
We're overhead.
Oh, great. Great. Tron, did you do this on purpose?
I did. I wanted to feature Jeremy in there because he is one of our season champions.
True.
We featured Lyle at the beginning.
Yeah, we did. Lyle, Season 2 champion.
Our season 1 champion, of course, is Jeremy Miller.
Jeremy Miller, Season 1.
Season 3 champion, Chris Carosa. So it was see the progress of the stream. We saw that horrible glare in round 1 where there's a Goyf sitting in the middle of the screen and we don't know it's a Goyf because it's too bright.
Right.
Then we see kind of better angle, cool, glares a little bit less. And now we're at the overhead. Top down.
Top down.
Still got the dice. We got the dice. They got added in. And this was originally recorded May 23rd.
But man, we're getting so close. We are getting so close to what it is now.
Yes.
I like how you picked the match where Jeremy is playing with his Release the Kraken. playing that.
Yes.
And he played that specifically and turned it around because I guess he wanted to provide awareness to the people that he was playing to let them know, hey, if you don't already know,
You could be just as happy.
you should bathe.
Yeah, as this octopus. All you need to do is bathe.
So Jeremy, like you
has
said
it
before,
signed too.
yeah, has it signed, Season 1 champ,
Telling
PSA,
Yeah, exactly.
public service announcements,
Telling people what's what.
as he plays Tron.
Yeah. Kiki cord.
Patrick?
Mm-hmm. Hoogland was rocking that out this weekend at the team event.
He was, and there were lots of jokes being flown around about how, because Jeff Hoogland was playing on a team with a gentleman by the name of Brad Nelson. I don't know if you guys, you may know Brad Nelson,
Maybe.
and you may know the current world champion, Brian Braun-Duin.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Brian
Local
Braun,
man.
Brian Braun-Duin. Yes,
Yeah.
local man from our area actually.
Yeah.
But the jokes were that Hoogland was going to be carried.
I did see the pictures that they were posted up about it.
Yeah.
But then they also said that, okay, we've let him off our back. He's 3-0 right now.
Yeah,
he can walk on his own for a little bit.
Actually, I did a little research, and Hoogland's actually younger than us. So just to really put that in perspective for you.
How old is he?
Well, the math tells me that he was born in 93.
What?
So he's at least, 25 now? Maybe 24?
Yeah.
24, 25?
What?
So, what are we doing?
Well, we're not winning tournaments, I can tell you that.
I'm just saying, maybe we need to just cut this out right now. All right, guys, it's been a fun year. Clearly, we got to get on the circuit.
Actually, that would be cool to actually
No way that dude looks like he's 35.
He
telling you.
I
Unless he lied on his Twitter, that gentleman is 24, 25.
Somebody Google Jeff Hoogland's SCG player profile. Because they do post it up. Like the splash screen that's got
do
like
they
his
post
age.
up the birthday?
I think it
they
says
post
their
up the
age.
Yeah.
I think it has his age on there.
I never paid attention at that point.
You're like,
Yeah.
There's no magic. You're just talking about this player, telling me the three fun
man,
facts. Don't care.
Chat was lethal on the Star City side. I don't know about the Magic side. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that.
I had it in theater mode.
It was lethal.
And I had the chat off screen so I wouldn't have to watch it.
Yeah, it was lethal.
I didn't want any part of any of the chat.
Lethal. So
Who are these nice guys with their dice?
I mean, so I assume this is. Obviously this is before green white. This is classic red green.
Classic red green.
Classic red green Tron. You guys may have forgotten.
Now, another fun fact. Patrick.
Yeah.
Is a fan of playing decks that get banned.
He is. He is.
So what are some of the decks that he's played over?
Well, I think his first and foremost deck that he really, really enjoyed, and
he was a big fan of
he can't believe that
Wizards
would get rid of it, but he played Birthing Pod for a long time.
The oppressive creature deck
Yeah.
out there that basically said, hey, if you want to play creatures, you should be playing Birthing Pod.
Yep.
And if you're not, then you're doing it wrong.
I'm fairly certain Birthing Pod had also large numbers.
It was very dominant. So, pretty sure GP Richmond,
yeah,
the first GP that we went to
yep.
to compete in Modern, was so large they had 3 GPs. They basically broke it into.
Yeah, there was plus 5,000 people.
And I'm pretty sure that at least 2 of them, if not all 3, were won by Pod.
Yeah.
So.
And then, after that happened, he hemmed and hawed. He was really struggling to find a deck. And then he found it with me and Splinter Twin.
Yeah.
He found Splinter Twin, and he was happy as a clam because Splinter Twin skated under the radar.
It did for a while.
It would win tournaments, and everyone would get upset about it. But
it was tier 1, but it wasn't as dominant because it was also there was Birthing Pod there.
Yeah. That
you could be like, oh, cast Splinter Twin. Okay, Cord for Spellskite.
Yeah. There were ways, and even to this day, there are answers for Twin for days. For days.
Yeah.
But it got banned. And then Patrick got upset again. understandably so. I was upset as well. And then he found this Kiki Cord deck.
And this was also when he's trying out Nihiri and his.
Oh, okay, so this was around the time of Nihiri?
Yes. So he's... Because this is May, so after Shadows...
After Shadows was released. Nihiri was introduced, and let's go get, the flying spaghetti monster in the end.
Yeah, and with the Kiki list, you can also say, oh, I'm going to find Kiki Jiki. I'm going to find Angel. I'm going to find Flying Spaghetti Monster. You can find extra pieces of your deck.
Right.
And it just gives you extra protection, too, because it can be like, oh, I have to deal with Nihiri because I know that you could be casting Emrakul.
Right.
So now I'm going to pay all my attention to that, and then, oh, here's your voice beating me down, or here's you progressing your board state. And
to get to the other side of the combo.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that was a cool little addition that we're trying out. But again, this is just like classic Tron.
Oh boy.
Wormcoil.
Wormcoil.
Boom.
We don't see a whole lot of Wormcoil. Well, I guess we probably see more Wormcoil now than we did.
So we saw it originally in the red-green, and then...
It dropped off.
It dropped off because a lot of people were trying out like the Tron Eldrazi's, and they were trying out the green-white version and running paths and running extra spells. And not as many creatures, because it's like, well, I've got all these planeswalkers, and I got like Ulamog and stuff. Do I really need Wormcoil?
Did Dredge push out the Tron players? Was Dredge just too fast for Tron?
And Infect.
Infect
was a big part of it, and then Dredge helped to really seal it off and push the red-green version out, because you're like, oh, sweet, here's a Pyroclasm. Oh, wait, your prized amalgams are 3/3s? Oh, okay. Well,
awesome.
And I really don't want to put your creatures back in your graveyard. Okay. So Tron was trying for a while to figure out what it could do.
Nowadays Tron is a land destruction deck.
Yeah. And now we've seen, so like during that summertime, it was like the boss was like, hey, green-white guys, this will deal with Dredge.
This is great.
This can also deal with Infect. But nowadays, it's kind of shaped up to a green-black style. Fatal Push is a good draw, but Collective Brutality is also a good one, too. P and Kira coming out, making some Thopters. So, any Chord-based deck is kind of a toolbox deck with its creatures.
Absolutely.
It's got just value creatures in it for the most part. And so we're seeing like P and Kira, Voice of Resurgence are things that it runs, Wall of Omens. Now, what's cool with like Abzan Company and the Kiki Cord decks is these decks you can get away with running more than 60 cards and it's just perfectly normal. Like, Hooglin, I think, was sitting there at 62, 63 cards at one point for his Kiki deck when he was grinding out the open circuit last year with his Kiki list, especially at the beginning and like around this time period of like that May, like beginning of the post Eldrazi winter.
Jeff was 22 in 2013.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's like 26 now.
Still younger than us.
He is still younger than us. Appreciate that, Steven.
Keeping us up to date.
Yeah, man. Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary. Happy 1 year.
Actually, fun fact about Steven, I'm going to call him out since he's in chat now.
Oh.
He came all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, or around that area. I think he had to come up on work anyway.
Yeah.
But he came up and decided to play in our Tuesday night 1 week. So big ups to you, man.
Yeah, we've had some awesome players from surrounding areas come out and play. We got to talk to Trip about hosting more events on the weekends. I think, is there a...
There's a couple of events coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to look and see when that is.
Yeah.
to be our advantage meter right now.
Yeah.
Who has the advantage?
Well, board state tells me that I feel like Patrick should have the advantage. I'm leaning far to the right.
He's also got that Nahiri out.
However, I know what deck he's playing against. And I have no illusions about that advantage meter swinging all the way back over in Jeremy Miller's favor very quickly at the at his draw step. You know, I mean, Patrick has another Nahiri in hand, but chances are 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, Jeremy has drawn exactly what he needs to get out of the situation. So I wouldn't be surprised if his next play is an Oblivion Stone.
Or like an Ugin or something.
Yeah, you know, just something to just really just wipe the board at this point. I've been told that from time to time. Come to find out, we all are.
Oh.
Is that 5? No, it's 6. 7. Here's a card. See? Here we go.
Now, he's...
I mean, he had to have just drawn that card.
He probably did.
Alright, so...
But can he survive here? So he can neg away... the... See, I don't know what's in his hand here, but you can neg away the elemental to live an extra turn here. Because I think Nahiri is only at 6. And of course, 8 is when you get to Ultimator.
Correct. But how much mana does he have available to him? Because right now he's in his Sanctum of Ugin searching phase.
I think he only has 4.
Okay.
But I don't think he's played a land yet. No, he's got 5. Okay.
He's got 5?
He's got 5.
Looks like he's going to get a Worm Coil.
So must have another land available.
Sure. He's going to neg the Nahiri away. Oh, punt count, dude. Punt count. We needed a table judge.
I didn't realize that this was that match. That there was...
Is it going to happen on both ends? Is this the match where it happened on both ends?
Oh, maybe. That would be even better, wouldn't it?
We here at Modern Magic Mondays do not condone the...
It's important to read what your cards do and what your opponent's cards
Please
do.
read
If your
all-
opponent is casting something and just telling you what it does, and you don't know, just ask to read the card.
Ask a judge.
Ask a judge.
If you feel
Also, keep track of your storm count.
like- that one's a little bit closer to home right now.
We could probably build that deck.
No, it's way too expensive right now.
No, we would need retracts.
Yeah, you need the retracts.
Actually, no, I was looking. We need 2 more of those wizard guys that I can never remember his name.
Saram.
Nope, starts with a B.
Baral.
That guy.
That guy.
And we can make the...
Or Barrel.
Barrel. Yeah, good old Barrel.
I hate people that call him Barrel.
People like to call him Barrel?
Yeah.
We could make the gift storm list. Because we have everything else.
We do have everything else.
So
I don't think Jeremy survived that because of Pontiff.
Good. And that's the way it should have been.
Yep.
So you see, it's kind of like the classic stuff. It looked like there were some bolts in Jeremy's hand.
Barrel of monkeys. Do it, you won't. Oh, Baral is too cool, man. We don't want to barrel of monkeys. No
I know
way.
you do like Baral.
He's a neat character.
I just like Disallow.
I mean, that art is great. Disallow's art is so pretty. I realized goldfishing this weekend that I'm a blue player. Like there's no way around it.
I wish I was a white player, but I'm a blue player.
I mean, there's just no way. Like, I felt like every time I would
could be
play,
a blue-white player. It's okay.
Every time I would lay, I have no doubt I'm a blue-white player. But I would lay an island down and I would hold up a counterspell. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
I'm gonna get you.
This is
I'm gonna get
this
you.
is exactly where I want to be.
So I'm curious, what other, if you had to pick two colors to represent yourself in Magic, and what would your two colors be? You've already said blue-white, but I'm wondering, like, some of our viewers.
Sorry.
At
I
home.
wondered where you were going with this.
Yeah, like we just had this conversation.
Yeah,
Were
I was
you
like,
not listening to anything I just said.
You don't hear me at all when I talk, do you?
I mean, clearly I am blue-black.
Yeah, you are.
Even though I do like, I like aspects of green, but I'm clearly a blue-black.
I will say this.
Okay.
If you want to put together another standard deck,
Uh-huh.
I will help you put together that Esper list. Because that Esper list that Shaheen Sarani was running was pretty sweet.
It did look pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet. I think he ended up doing pretty well with it as well.
Yeah, I think he did.
Which I know that he was going back and forth, leading this last week leading up to the event on whether or not he was going to play black green or not, like his black green control list.
Ooh, green white,
Okay,
good colors.
all right. Green Goliath.
Green Goliath.
Welcome.
Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year.
Oh, did you know there was an Esper list in Modern that did, I think, top 32 at Brisbane?
Yes, the Esper Transcendent list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Lyle is he plays all five. He's a comfortable Magic player in all five.
Yeah.
I
was originally like, I would say when I first met Lyle, I would say more green.
I honestly would say green black. I would say rock.
But then as he's talked about how he's kind of progressed over, and he's played so many different decks and pilots them very well, and I would say
Can I pick blue twice?
blue and blue.
No,
not an option.
no.
Blue with a side of blue. But I think that's an interesting thing. That what colors would you associate with as a player? My wife, of course, is just a green player. Green white, though, I would say for her.
That's what I would say for Tim.
I'd say maybe red white for Tim.
You think red white?
Or maybe red green. I feel like he's
No,
got
that's
a little
Ben.
bit. Well, but Ben is clearly red green.
Ben is red green.
Yeah, clearly. But I feel like Tim's got that bit of red with him. I don't know.
Okay, I'll lean with you on red white.
Yeah.
Branch out, but green and white have always been my favorite. There you go.
Those are good colors.
All the colors are great.
That's true.
It's stuff like
Yeah.
I would probably say like black is probably a pretty close.
In there with that.
Yeah,
with
like
with
blue white is like obviously there, but black is
Yeah.
probably there at the bottom, like pretty close to white. Some guys
Nice.
brainstorm Cabal Therapy. Nice.
Yeah, good ones to have as favorite cards. Yeah, I like to mill and I like to kill.
Yeah,
So,
clever.
do
Rhymes.
what I can.
Yeah.
Soul Sisters. And Elves. Alright. Blue-black deck. Okay. Blue-black is cool.
Natural. I mean, what a start. Tower. Star, go.
Now, this is also before Jeremy has gotten his sweet miscut
Sure.
Tron pieces.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. Bolt Bird.
Always kill the bird.
I don't think there's a way that he can.
He does have lightning bolts.
Does he?
He's got them in the sideboard.
Oh.
Because we got to see those sweet whiteboard ones he's got.
Cycles for green.
Most likely. Like,
I mean,
Ancient Stirrings in the first turn
So
or
good.
Sylvan Scrying
Yeah.
is really where you want to be as a Tron player here. And even though the list has kind of changed colors from red-green to green-white to green-black, pretty much the best way to play Tron is to have green as a subtype. You know, you can make the argument, well, what about mono blue Tron or blue white Tron, or, you know, well, yeah, those are alright, but oh, Grafdigger's Cage shuts down Court of Calling, shuts down Collected Company.
Yep. Seems fine.
Voice, bird.
Nah, man, ad nauseum. Nice.
Ooh, ad nauseum. Fairies is awesome. I also saw a Black Blue Fairies list within the top list of Brisbane, or maybe it was at the what's the event they do on Fridays now that gets you two buys for GPs, or buys for GPs? What is that called? Well, whatever it's called. There was, maybe it was in that list for Vancouver. So, because I had all of the tabs open last night, studying all of the decks.
Oh my!
I was in full on Modern hype mode, watching the finals of Merfolk versus the Death Shadow, and looking at all the different lists of different decks that people were playing.
Oh, it's a Grand Prix trial.
Grand Prix trial. Thank you. So I was looking at all that stuff and just like absorbing all of the Magic stuff.
Sure.
And I actually got super hyped that I'm going to start a video series about the meta of Modern.
Yeah?
Yeah, to YouTube. But I actually gotta like take the time and record videos then.
Okay, that's actually what I was going to ask you. Was it running Smuggler's Copter in the list?
For the fairy list?
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head, actually.
I want to gamble, but I lost 4.4k last week.
I think we can give out some bonus mana for all of our
Sure.
our 1 years. Maybe, how much you think? Like 1,000? Is that that's a lot?
Yeah.
Gamble it all away?
No, that's not a lot. I give out more on my channel.
Oh, oh sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
No, that's cool. I just give out more on my channel. You guys should check it out.
No,
Twitch.tv/Farmers009.
That's not what that was. Kiki Gordon, my one true love. Yo, Nama, welcome to the stream.
Happy 1 year.
Yeah, happy 1 year. You know what?
What?
I got it.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, I was actually talking about how like I'm dialing mine back.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 is pretty tame. You probably shouldn't do that. Gotta start watching FF for mana.
Oh, that's the way to start. Gamble it away, guys. Tool 26. I have 32,000 mana. It's like I just sit in chat or something. Oh, so even though there's Grafdigger's Cage, there's ways that are, you know, we can get around this. It's gonna be harder, but it's possible. Oh no. Are you just sitting over there waiting to gamble? Have you gambled yet?
No,
I see
but
you. It's
I-
you emojis over
I
here.
didn't get my 10,000. Just have to tap that cage.
Oh.
I think-
Yeah, actually, one thing, like, Patrick did run some Pestermites and Deceivers for a little bit. Splash Blue for a bit. Didn't like it as much. I think he was also running Eldritch Evolution Kiki list for a little bit, but...
It's more classic Kiki chord. Maybe he'll improvise with the cage. Yeah, if only. So here he can get it right.
Fun. 8-Rack is a
8-Rack
fun deck.
8-Rack is awesome.
Yeah, 8-Rack's
We have that as one of our decks that we can play from time to time.
Fun fact. If there's a modern deck, we've probably made it at one point.
With the exception of Jund or Abzan.
Hey. We've
Okay, alright.
Junk
We've
before.
made those type, but we haven't made the...
We haven't made the official
Right,
list.
Right.
Okay, so Naya plus black.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like you gotta kind of pick and choose. You can't try to do too much. And that's really good insight into it. Sadly, it's been a while since we've had any chord players in the shop. Again, this match was recorded up in May, and this is our 1-year anniversary of doing modern coverage, and we're taking a look back. Wanted to showcase some of the different decks, some of the progress of the stream itself. Now we're in that overhead view. So it's great to see players given extra insight too about specific decks and best ways to play, because that is a big part of Modern Magic Mondays, is making our stream educational and entertaining. So we joke around, we laugh, we have fun, we give out some mana so you guys can gamble and do things like that, but we want to make it a learning experience too for newer players or players that might not be as familiar with particular decks. And Lionel's asking, are you guys showing a match from each week or month or what? So we decided to pick like every couple of months. We opted for the very first week to show that. Then we opted for the second month to show the progress over that month. And then 2 months later, we've opted for this. So I guess every 2 to 3 months we were showing content for tonight's stream. And then we have some special stuff about building the brand after we go over our kind of look back of Modern Magic Mondays. So there wasn't so much of a rhyme or reason behind picking the matches as much as there was how can we show the most progress of the stream and showcase players and showcase the meta change.
Yeah.
And that was part of what we decided to go for. Oh, Team Revolution lists seem like they'd be fun.
Yeah, I really want to dig into Evolution. I think it's
Yeah.
a
It would be
pretty
cool.
neat- as well as what is it? The Emerge mechanic.
I was seeing...
I saw a 4-color Saheeli list in Standard that was running Elder Deep Fiends as a win con.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
heard about players trying that for Standard, actually. It is definitely an interesting route you can go
Yeah.
for.
Oh, thanks, Nama. This is like Dan said. This is kind of like the happy anniversary. Let's take a look at what we've done in the year. Can we get a combo on stream? Is it gonna happen?
Is it gonna? That would be sweet.
Is it time? I mean, he'd have to hardcast it.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine, right? He's rummaging away each turn. But yeah, so like normally every week we do 4 to 5 rounds of coverage, and like Brett has talked about, our players are quite skilled. So that is something cool to showcase off just how good they are. And we've been doing this for a year now, and so this is like a perfect time to kind of do a highlight and show the progress of it. I don't know what we'll do for next year's one, like 2-year. Who knows? Maybe we'll do something cool.
That's so nice. You're already thinking about the second year?
I'm planning ahead, guys.
Man.
Because remember, 2017 is all about building the brand. That's another thing we like to do is have specific kind of sub-themes of each week. I know that January was a big sending a message.
Yes, it was.
You know?
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of February there. We highlighted a little bit more when we really saw players sending a message by the move that they were doing, how they were attacking, what lands they were going for, stuff like that. Next year will be a highlight stream of hashtag Naaman is wrong. It's just clips cut together of me saying the wrong stuff.
We're going to have a lot.
That would probably be like a 10-hour stream. Like,
that'll take all night.
Right? How long until you guys have a sub button so I can sub? Oh, man. Well, if things go well with our build the brand,
tell your friends.
It hopefully will come sooner rather than later. But a big part is oh, Queen Goliath, thank you for the follow.
Good job.
And I got a name right.
You got a name right.
What is subbing all about? So subbing is a way that Twitch has it sub. It's basically like being a patron donor that you are giving money each and every month, but you get extra stuff like emojis, and sometimes you get access to replays and things like that, and extra stuff that the stream might give out. But it's just another way to show support for streams and stuff like that Twitch does. So, but in order to get eligible to that, we need to have consistent viewers, and we need to continue to have high number of viewers. I think you need at least... Is there a follower count that you need for it?
I don't know if it's exactly a follower count.
Okay. I know you need at least...
But you have
3 nights a week of streaming?
Yeah, it has to be at least 3 nights, and in those 3 nights, you have to have a concurrent viewership of 500 plus viewers.
Yeah.
They upped it just recently, like within the last year and a half.
Yes.
So there are a lot of... And I mean, there's no shade in this next comment, but there are a lot of partners that are out there right now that came in under the last year and a half and that have been going to consistent streams and consistent viewers that, you know, may have like 200 to 300 viewers right now, but they are partners. But they got in before the
increase in
numbers.
The
increase, yep.
So, but when we're working on this build a brand, that's a great way to help provide additional content each and every week that maybe we'll talk a little bit about tonight.
Yeah.
You know, no spoilers or nothing, but that might be happening. Some build the brand stuff. All right, so that was exciting. Kiki Cord, guys. Tron.
You guys remember that deck?
You guys remember that stuff?
Beat up Tron.
Red Green Tron.
Seems good.
Who plays that deck anymore?
Yeah.
We're halfway.
We are halfway.
So before we get into the last 2 rounds, what we do every time we are halfway, which is a consistent thing we do on Mondays, is we say thank you to you guys.
You guys.
All you awesome viewers.
Absolutely.
Coming out for the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys make this all possible. You know, Brett talked a lot about it at the beginning of the stream, is that we could not be doing this without your guys' support.
Not even a little bit.
You see our donation tracker going up above, which has been... That started up at the beginning of 2017. So that's huge that you guys were able to help show support that much so far this year. And it's helped us be able to get sweet playmat, extra cameras, dice, stickers.
Oh, we got them.
Bum, bum, bum. All kinds of good stuff that we've been able to do. We got t-shirts. Bam.
hashtag MMM.
There's cameras. They're
Boom.
weird.
We're working on some more goodies and more stuff for this year because, again, it's all about build the brand.
Yeah.
We're reaching out to other shops in the area, trying to do some more content for them as well, and just really starting to expand out more. But there's a couple people that we need to thank before we get into it, too, because we do have a patron set up there. And we have 2 people that are at our basically personal sponsorship level, which is $30 a month. You get to have your logo up on the channel there, which is great. So we've got 2 people that are at that level. Trip over at Comic Kung Fu, where we do all of the coverage for it. And if you type !shop in chat, that will give you access to where we have all this take place. So if you are in our area, want to come out and play at any of the events, you guys can check out where you can do that there. Real Eminem, Table Judge Extraordinaire, fill in when I'm AFK, and then, of course, manager over at Court Street Tavern there. So that's a great place to eat, drink, be merry, if you will. Have fun when you're in Winchester.
If you still play Pokemon Go,
Pokestop.
apparently it's Pokestop.
Hey, there's new Pokemon out, by the way.
I know.
You know, Gold and Silver.
They couldn't get me.
They couldn't?
No.
That's been good. I've been having fun.
I'm sure you have.
So many people are out, and it's also because the weather is real nice, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, global climate change, guys. It's a thing.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Remember when Eldrazi were a thing? We said everything was fine.
We got 2 other people to thank, though, that are among our patron donors. Not at the high enough backer level there, but still helping to donate each and every month. Matthew Manson there helped to make Modern great again, making things awesome over on his end.
I guess it's President's Day.
It's his President's Day. Chris Carosa, season number 3 champion there. He is at our battle tier, $10 level. Gets to battle us on Magic Online whenever he's done being in China.
He is in China right now.
You know, he's
Or
got to
getting there.
Or getting there. He's got to come back and battle us or draft with us. I think he's got to do. So that is something. If you donate at the $10 level, you get to battle us on Magic Online, and we'll
There you go.
record those matches up and put them up on YouTube and stuff. Then we have just kind of our regular donors who are just as awesome as our patron ones, but we of course always thank our patrons first because they are doing that monthly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about our awesome regular donors?
Yeah, I mean we got Drisky Brew, number 1, always in our hearts, just tossing those
Always.
$10 donations, just every which way. So dude, thank you so much for that. We've got Atticus, the mystery donor, which it's been a year. Have we figured it out?
I don't know who this guy is.
Have we figured it out?
If you're Atticus, or you're giving my cat some money, please tell me why and who you are.
We've got Tetradamus. We have Real Eminem. We have Lilo Goif. We've got Nate Hop 34. We've got Burgleton. We've got Stormdust 07. We've got Badger 934. Strog Smash, who also, besides tossing us money, also helped us out with the camera.
Yes, he
and
did.
the overhead, which we'll be seeing soon. We also got Weeaboo Wet Dream. We've got Hellshock. We've got B-State. We got Anton 707. ICG. That's Brian Nepper, the owner of Incredible Cards and Games in Front Royal, which we've also done some coverage for.
Yep.
And then we've also got my agent.
Brett's agent.
My agent.
Gonna get him to sing some songs.
Yep. It's not going to happen, but thank you so much for the support either way. But no, seriously, guys, like, all jokes aside, like, without your all support to our players that have sat in front of the camera and played games,
Sat through
interviews, done deck techs, taken part in our invitationals. Thank you guys so much, because literally without that, we couldn't do this at all.
No.
But without you guys at home, we couldn't sit here and talk about Magic and what we love about Magic and what frustrates us about Magic, and hopefully, and hopefully you guys can share in that. If you play Tron, I'm really sorry, but Tron's very frustrating.
Lantern control, really frustrating.
Lantern control is really frustrating. But, seriously, guys, we're all here because we love Magic, and we love talking about Magic. We love watching Magic. And for Nan and I, that's kind of this is our outlet to do that. I don't think that I'm a great player, but I continue to play. Getting better. But I like to talk about Magic more. So for this is my outlet for Magic the Gathering. So thank you guys very much.
Awesome. So continue being awesome, guys.
Yes.
And we'll jump in and see where our progress is at
Round 4.
Mhm.
What month are we recovering?
Jeez. We
Let's
were
see.
in May, right?
Yeah.
So now we're in July. Oh! Sick.
Do you remember this?
We got the salty
The
cans.
salt cams and Table Judge Extraordinaires there.
No, dude. Real Eminem.
And
Hide
I
in the
think that's my
background.
arm. Or is that you?
It could be me.
See, now I'm studying this camera to see who
Could
walks
be
by.
me. But yo, we got the playmat now.
This, yep.
This our sick
I
two-player
decided to
playmat we
opt
created.
for this match this month because it showcased our playmat for the first time,
Sick.
and we had the salt cams.
Yep.
So
That's
you
awesome.
knew it was going to be a good month.
Yeah.
We no longer have the salt cams though.
No. We need to get some better equipment in terms of cameras basically is probably where to start, as well as the laptop. Because right now we're using a laptop, and it's your personal laptop that you have here, and for what it is, it's great. Honestly, I think we may need to look into. You get a look at those beautiful walls too, like what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, how bright they are and how much it reflects off of everything. Yes.
You guys can. Oh, please, dude, Lyle. Please, seriously, like no matter.
There's that scrub in the
there it
background.
is. It's July, so you're not married yet.
That's true.
You're still a single dude.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we use XSplit for our recording.
Yes.
I would be interested to see how OBS does because I am thoroughly enjoying OBS.
You did switch over. Yeah.
And OBS is just more lightweight.
Yes.
It doesn't require as much processing. I think XSplit hogs a lot of processing power. So I think if we move to OBS, we may be able to introduce the cameras back.
That's a good point.
So we'll keep that in mind going forward. And I was also thinking about today the overlay. So I'm gonna start working on that as well.
I have some suggestions and thoughts on it.
Cool.
Because I've been watching all the coverage over the weekend, and I thought the overlay that they had set up for the GP in Vancouver was pretty nice.
They're getting better.
They are.
It's getting a lot better.
But I think when we design it, we'll have to have it set up to fit in even just the iPad.
True.
And then we don't even have to have this, and as they adjust it, we don't have to do any life stuff on our end.
Sure.
So, just thoughts and musings, and like we said, tonight is kind of a progression, discussion, really a different stream than what we normally provide to you guys. But again, every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we provide content, and we've been doing it for over a year now. We are currently the longest running modern stream right now for content, at least, like games every single week, because there right now there's no other shop streams like this that are going for at least a year. There's some that we saw the other ones that started up on Monday, and started some others that have popped in and out, and I knew there were some before us that have popped in and out kind of thing and done coverage and stuff. But for modern on Mondays, it is the longest running one currently.
Man, well, there you go.
More you know.
Statistics, data. That's the kind of stuff that we need. So, Eldrazi's gone.
Eldrazi's gone. Is now starting to see the rise up.
Yeah.
This is July.
Chris Keller giving us the eye.
Is this right before Kaladesh?
I think Kaladesh was in September.
I want to say it was. So
yeah, September or October, because I remember opening up booster packs on your the eve of your wedding.
So. Oh,
hey, Angel's Grace ad nauseum, ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is also pre-iPad.
This is also pre-iPad. You are correct.
So July, but we've got the play mat. We have the salt cams. We have been making progress for it.
Yeah.
Still making players turn their dice. But this is right before the dredge decks really take off.
Yes.
People are starting to experiment a little bit more because Price Amalgam, Golgari Grave Trolls, things like that, really helping the deck out. You're using like Tormenting Voices.
Yeah, it was before Cathartic Reunion.
And then, boom, Cathartic Reunion is printed.
yeah,
And the dredge deck just like shoots up in
Yep.
popularity.
Yep.
Because you're able to just do crazy stuff and fill up your graveyard so quickly in the first few turns now. But this was like right before there. So this matchup, whenever I play Infect, is what I hope for in the first like 2 rounds of the tournament.
Oh, easy. Easy.
And Brett always gets salty because I always seem to find the ad nauseum players.
I mean,
And he wishes he found a player that
I mean, I'm
was
just-
like a free win.
truly, I mean, like, when I was playing Infect, I had an Ad Nauseam player, but I was on Plan Z when I played Ad Nauseam. Like, we were both on
Oh,
Plan
yeah.
Z. So, wow, he drew a Simian Spirit Guide. Great.
So we've talked previously about like the deck before, but what is ad nauseum?
So, Ad Nauseam is your, it's a combo deck,
Yeah.
right? Plain
Yep.
and simple.
Yep.
It does pretty much nothing in the first few turns except build its mana base and maybe play some mana rocks that are going to give it mana so that it can just combo off at the
Yeah.
end. So you can see Derek's hand here where he's just got a whole bunch of mana. He's got Ad Nauseam. He has Angel's Grace to protect himself when he's ready to combo off, and then the Simian Spirit Guide to ramp even further. And it looks like
It does
And
nothing until it does something.
it does nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, so the deck does well against like those creature decks that are trying to do regular damage because it uses the Angel Grace, it uses the Phyrexian Unlife to prevent it from dying from regular
Right,
damage.
because basically what's going to happen is Ad Nauseam's going to let him basically turn his entire deck over into his hand.
Yeah, it says I'm going to draw my whole deck.
Yep, I'm going to draw my whole deck. Angel's Grace protects him from dying, and because you take damage from each card that you draw with converted mana cost with Ad Nauseam.
Yeah.
And he's going to find his Lightning Storms.
Usually runs like a one of. So there's basically 2 ways to win: Lightning Storm, or the Laboratory Maniac.
Yeah.
Lightning Storm is a card that actually has an activated ability. It's like one of the few instances that sees play in Modern that has an activated ability. So that means you can shut down an Ad Nauseam player by playing a Pithing Needle. Fun fact of the day. But you basically are pitching lands, and you have your whole deck to pitch lands now.
Yep.
And you're going to deal damage based on that number of lands that you've pitched to your opponent. Laboratory Maniac is, of course, hey, if you withdraw cards and you have no cards left in your library, you win instead of you lose like you normally would. So just another way, hey, here, I'm going to draw my whole deck, and now I've won. We got to see at least Pentelhaven and Might of Old Corrosa.
Oh, you got to
Glistener
see,
Elf, deal
see
6.
that powerhouse card for the Infect deck too, man.
Yeah.
Did you miss that first card that he played?
Oh, the Gataxian?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That
I did hear
powerhouse.
the cry, banned! Oh, and personal favorite, Trickbind. Gotta love the Trickbind. I'm a fan of Trickbind. You could also run Disallow. Stop it there.
I think I like Disallow better just because it has prettier art.
And then Trickbind?
Yeah. I would get that art blown up. I would hang that art on my wall.
You could. Who's the artist for it?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
You could probably check out the artist's website. He might even have art
True.
for sale.
True.
Checking the math here, because now it's like...
It seems like it's checked out as soon as that prism comes online.
Yeah.
Here, I would like to play sleight of hand.
But sleight of hand, sure. Let's look at the top 2 cards. Take one. Is that a pact?
Yeah.
Sure. Just extra protection for the combo. Pact of negation.
I would like to not die this turn. Split second. Yeah, you're not going to stop it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simeon Spirit Guide for 5. And I would now like to cast Ad Nauseam and draw.
Man, you see
Look at that smile.
Look at that smug. That smug look from Derek.
So, would you like to look at my deck? Count how many lands I'm going to throw at you?
My.
Don't you miss the salt cams?
Kind of. That was... My.
I mean, Chris definitely was very happy about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he conceded. Which is what I would like to bring up next.
Ooh, concessions?
Concessions.
Okay.
I understand that... Now, Chris and Derek are both, seasoned Magic players.
Yeah.
Chris obviously knows that there's probably nothing that he can do in his hand to protect himself from this
Wait a
combo
minute.
going off.
Is he playing my deck?
Probably.
Sorry, I just saw the Mythic Needle.
Was it foil and sign?
It was.
Oh, okay. Then yes, he was playing your deck. You must have been playing something else.
Oh, alright.
But if you don't know what's going on in your player's deck, always make them play out the combo.
Mm.
And I always harken back to my experience playing against Collected Company when I was playing Infect.
Yes.
And I would just like to say that the smug Collected Company player I played against, he was like, here's my combo, I'm going to gain infinite life. And he knows that I'm playing Infect.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to gain, 1,000,000 whatever life. I'm like, okay. And he goes, I'm going to... Yeah, he was like, I can go through this if you want. I'm going to put the Murderous Red Cap on top of my deck. I'm like, okay. And because I knew with what I had in my hand and what his poison count was at, I can kill him when he passes turn.
Yeah.
So, but he was very smug about it.
Oh.
And I was like, no, go ahead, you can play it out. So I let him play it out, and then in the next turn I proceeded to kill him. And I was like, that is why you always make them play it out. Because there is a chance. Now, in this instance, there was nothing Chris could do.
Yeah, at that point, even if he had a Spell Pierce, and he tries to go, okay, I'm going to Spell Pierce.
Here's the pact.
Here's the Pact of Negation.
Yep. So yeah, he's playing your deck.
That's really funny.
Oh, you knew it. I don't want to hear it.
I didn't.
You knew. That's why you put it on camera. It's like you were on camera, but you were not. That's
No,
cool.
I didn't.
It's all right.
No. I was like, man, we haven't seen Keller in forever. And oh, look, here's Infect. Right when Infect was starting to rise up.
No shame, dude. No shame. It's all right.
Oh, that's funny. I accidentally, originally was going through VODs, put myself on camera.
Oh!
On round 2, when it was the Eldrazi list versus Merfolk. And I was like, wait a minute, that's me. No, I'm not putting myself on camera. I know Tim played this matchup. Where's his match?
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Is this the one that you saw?
That was
In Brisbane.
in Brisbane, but the one that I have there is the stuff that was on Goldfish.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't really like the Sun Titan.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that's the basic. We can tweak from there, from that, and you can look at the Goldfish list, and we can go around. But I do think some combination around those are where you need to be at. Maybe we could put a disallow in there, just Singleton. Got him.
Like it.
We only have one anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ad Nauseam has been around for a while, and it's always going to be a deck in Modern.
It is because, you know, it right now it's doing well, but it was doing really, really poor a couple months ago.
Yeah. And
Or we didn't see it.
it does better when players are not as familiar for the deck or forget about the deck, if you will. And kind of like Affinity players make that argument too. Like Affinity does better when people kind of forget about it and they don't have as much sideboard stuff.
Yeah.
Well, but a lot of it's like, hey, if you don't have, like, if you're not used to playing against the deck, and then Derek's just like, Angel's Grace, Ad Nauseam, I win. You're like, what? How do I even stop this deck? Pithing Needle. Fun fact. Pithing Needle shuts that down.
You know what other deck was really good and just won?
Splinter Twins.
Splinter Twin.
Shut that down too.
Yeah, well, they banned it.
Good.
So, thanks, Wizards.
Get out of here.
I'll give you Saheeli Rai and Felidar if you give me back Splinter Twin.
You keep saying that.
I would.
And they refuse.
I would.
I would. Any day of the week.
If my
Would
words
you- okay, how
meant
about this?
anything, I would do it in a heartbeat for everyone.
You would?
Yep.
Okay.
I would do it for you guys at home.
Would you give up playing white in Magic for the rest of your life if you could get Splinter Twin back?
That seems really that's such a far-fetched.
I'm just
Give-
curious.
Cutting white out completely out of Magic? What? No, I would not give up white. That's like
No.
That's-
Like,
that's
what,
like
they're still
such
no.
a-
They still print white cards, but you can't play
Oh.
any white cards.
no.
Okay.
That's still one-sided. Here's a noble. Temple of Deceit. One of those
Scrylands.
Scrylands from Theros block.
One of the few decks in Modern that play Scrylands.
Mhm.
Sometimes you will see the Griselbrand decks run like the
If it's the Grixis colors,
yeah.
I personally do not agree with the Grixis deck with Grizzle Shoal. I think it has to be Jund.
Jund. I'm interested to see how that breaking and entering factors into the list.
So Benjamin Barry's saying, so you need 2 Pithing Needles and them to never draw Cryptic Command.
For what match?
Ad Nauseam? Does Ad Nauseam run Cryptic Command?
Not usually.
Seems a little expensive.
Maybe some lists have, but for the most part it doesn't. Because it just needs to... It plays like the Serums, a sleight of hands, things like that to draw into, get enough stuff set up. Like they play the Prism we saw last time. Oh, Splinter Twin with Needle. Oh! Okay.
Okay.
That makes more sense. I was like,
Now we're on it.
just kill the creature. Get rid of that. Path it. You also need to name the right creature. That's the other thing. Deceiver of Exarch and
Just Deceiver
Estermite.
Exarch.
just Deceiver.
Yeah, there's no of in there.
Deceiver Exarch, not Deceiver of Exarch. I like to add words to cards' names, by the way.
It's got a lot of stuff over there. 2 nobles. That's pretty good.
This was before. This is interesting. Like, he's got so many creatures out, and I mean, like, so Engineered here is gonna get rid of that Blighted Agent, but now that there is a Glistener Elf, then he's in a good or a decent spot right now.
Look at that handsome judge.
All right, let's hear him. Draw a card. Scry 2. There's an ad nauseum.
Hey.
Look.
The camera itself, man. Like, it just tells 1,000 words.
I love it.
Like, we don't even have to cast this match right now. The looks that the players are giving is just enough for me.
Yes. So, I mean, players have talked about how they want the cameras to come back. But the other thing is, like, with our lighting situation right now, I don't know how well it would work for player cams.
It probably wouldn't work well.
But we just need to paint the walls. That's what. No, we just need to move shops.
We cannot do that.
Go to another location that's not green. I guess you could get like a black sheet and put it over on the walls in the back player area and get other lights.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll try something. All right. Let's go to game number 3. Infect pretty good.
It's alright.
Sometimes. Actually, Infect does well, for the most part, against these kind of linear combo decks.
I'm really just happy that, despite all of the crying and the hurt that Infect felt when Gitaxian Probe went out, there's still people trying to play it.
Yeah, like, it has its ability to be played in the meta, but you have to really rework it, and you really have to start testing against those heavy removal decks, and it's a very difficult spot to be in.
I guess it was the inclusion of Fatal Push plus the exit of Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah, the kind of that combination, because that helped push those those Abzan decks back into the higher parts of the metagame. All right. Now, the Ad Nauseam deck can be quick, but the Infect deck, for the most part, can be quicker. And that's why a lot of Tron players don't like playing against it, because it's like, oh, I need to get my Tron pieces. Like, if they don't have a really crazy natural Tron into, like, a Karn or something like that, they oftentimes feel like the matchup is unfair. But if you're sitting on that side with the natural Tron and Karn, you're like, man, this is easy. I don't know why I was ever worried about this deck. Derek's going to be mulliganing. Not feeling pretty good about that, but we'll see what he ends up drawing into next. Oh, you're gambling now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I lost like 6,000, so gotta get it back.
all right. Derek mulliganing. Decent amount of people at the shop.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe that's an Eric Bloom in the background.
yeah. Haven't seen him in a little bit. IRL taking over. Which happens.
All right. Scrying it out. Looks like he might be okay with this hand. There's a noble in Chris's. All right, a little bit of discussion going on, just I guess deciding things. Plains pass. Not really where you want to start. You're usually hoping to have a blue source or a Scryland, but that's okay.
Bingo.
Bingo. 2 planes.
Oh boy. Engineered on Juan. Gonna get that noble.
Gonna get that noble or any glistener elves that might be running around.
Mm-hmm.
And love those cameras.
Inkmoth Nexus.
Looks like there's a Vines, Blighted Agent.
I mean,
Spell
Blighted
Pierce.
Agent's fine though. Yeah.
Yeah, Blighted Agent just gets around that. Yep, no problem. Suspend for 3. What? You lose on 50? What was
Yeah.
it, 60?
You lose all the way up to 60. On
Oh.
61, you win.
Interesting. Man, Revlo, you are just stealing everyone's mana tonight.
It's the nature of Revlo.
It's alright, guys. Brett programs Revlo to steal everyone's mana.
Oh! Wow! Wow!
Lies!
Holy moly! I cannot believe that you just said that.
I was given one for your, your chat. Drewski Brew!
Yo!
What?
Congratulations on a year of great streaming. Drewski, thank you so much, dude.
Rock out!
Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for that $10 donation. I need all of the Oh My Dogs in chat right now.
And all the cat facts.
Nope. All of the Oh My Dogs
Let me help you out, guys.
only. Yeah, see? That's what look at that. Look at that cat fact. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Why? It helps protect them.
That is... I cannot even believe that is something that you want this channel associated with.
Cat facts? Sound. The more you know. Is that not a good fact?
Is that why Malcolm doesn't listen to you?
Malcolm has been responding not only to his name Malcolm, but also to Bug, because Holly's been calling him Bug for a while now. I know. And Atticus, he responds to anything you call him. You just look at him and say something, he comes running at you. I'm pretty sure Atticus is a dog in a cat's body. Like, he wags his tail, chases cats,
Just all the normal things.
All the normal things. Drools, all these things dogs do, right? No?
I think I missed my chance to clip this, by the way.
What?
Oh, that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and get it later.
All right. Exalted Trigger's coming out. Hercules Recall.
Oh, that's a good one. That's like sadness on the stack. Like,
Yeah.
Wow. That's a Hail Mary play right there.
Yeah. What a nice guy. Says you look like you want to recast those artifacts later.
Well, literally, it just sets him back, right? Like, that Lotus Petal was looking real good.
Yeah, so he's gonna say, you know what? I'll blow it up now. At least kill your noble. Line's kicked. Here's the 5 extra. Oh, back to negation.
Just showing him what's what.
And
Wait, the suspend goes off.
here's 2 more. Yeah, suspend will go off. He's gonna cast Angel's Grace or something like that if he has it. And keep himself alive.
I don't think he did.
Doesn't have it.
No. Yeah.
Oh no.
Just that was wow.
All right. Sometimes that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, guys.
When you know you don't have it, you just
Fake it till you make it.
Nan kills himself.
Oh, given the chance, hey, I know I'm sitting here with 3 life, and I got nothing else to save me. I'm gonna fetch and shock myself.
Yeah.
Not a legal play. Can't really do that but you know, for funsies on a Monday night, I'll do that. You
On a
know.
Monday night? You play Magic on Mondays?
Well, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights,
Oh,
whenever
I
I'm
see.
playing Magic,
I see.
you know.
Okay, I got you. All right.
I also like to, if I was playing Infect and I know I'm gonna die to like your creatures, and I just have a handful of pumps, I'll use my pumps to pump your creatures. Nice guy, you know.
Nice guy. Yeah.
Oh, here's a mutagenic.
Mhm.
Groundswell, Vine's kicked. Compliments.
Awesome.
Oh, I missed my cue.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
We got Unamas, guys. One more.
One more.
And this is we've gone through.
We've lived Modern Magic Mondays for the first year.
We have. And we wanted to bring it up to speed with 2017.
Yeah.
Just like round it out. Here's where we're at now. And this was January. So a month ago. Just kind of to give you an idea of how coverage has changed, because now we don't have the salt cams, but just a good showcasing.
The lighting's gotten better.
The lighting's gotten better. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Decided to do that.
So we got the Season 3 finals. No, I'm sorry. It was the right before.
The rematch.
Yeah, the rematch. Oh, it was a rematch.
After the final, because the finals was Burn versus Eldrazi.
You're correct.
I
You're
didn't.
correct.
So I thought about it and was like, should I show any of the invitationals? But I didn't want to put too much focus on the invitationals
Gotcha.
at the end. And I do think that our third season was very good for the coverage that we did for it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of really good stuff associated with it. And you guys can check out all the VODs, of course, for that if you haven't seen that content. Check that out. But that was, the cool stuff that we had set up there for that. But judging has gotten better. True. Judging having a judge available to us has made it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Having sideboards available to us has been easier. I don't know if this is when Chris had started running Walking Ballista in his list or not yet.
I don't think so.
If it wasn't this week, it was like the week or two after that. Because
Yeah.
he basically... He has been a fan of the endless ones.
Mm-hmm. No, the
No.
Endbringer.
Endbringer, thank you. We saw Endless Ones earlier tonight.
We did.
Endbringers and having Basilisk Collar.
Yes.
But now, he's got more ways to just kill things off. So, well, we'll see where he's at. But this is, Affinity is still a deck to be worried about.
TG not happy with that.
Not happy with it. Going to ship that away. So, again, this is a match that was recorded up this year, but this is kind of our look back of Modern Magic Mondays and how it's progressed over a year, how our players have progressed, how the content, coverage, all that kind of good stuff, the meta has shaped up to be. And this was also a good way to lead into it, because when you think about how our GPs have gone so far, how maybe the opens have been, these two decks have been some of the decks that you've seen.
Definitely more prevalent.
Yeah. So these were decks people were aware of and knew were going to be around after the banning of Gitaxian Probe.
Yep.
Ooh, we get to see our dice for the first time on camera.
Nice.
Another thing that awesome donations from you guys have helped to bring about. Chris got scared after that dice roll.
I mean, it was kind of like, you know what? I'll just keep my win in the third season, and we won't even go
see
through
you later.
This. Yeah, we're not even gonna go through this.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
Vault Scourge.
Sure.
A second one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's do this the right way, right? Show you guys a little bit. Because now we have... This is also the first showcasing
Of the iPad.
of the iPad. Well, that could be... You could do something like... I don't know.
Yeah, but
be a little
the thing about that is the iPad is
Movable.
always movable.
That's true, too.
So unless we like Velcroed it,
Oh.
but then we'd have to put Velcro on the playmat.
Also put even just like
Tape or something.
painter's tape.
Yeah.
Keep the iPad here.
Hey, nice. Crash. 4.
4. So, a lot of hateful decks run Chalice of the Void.
They do.
Eldrazi is one of them. So, something that you guys have to be aware of going into the meta is that some of these lists are going to run this card.
Oh, yeah. And he draws a Thought-Knots here. That seems good.
Mm-hmm. So, we saw the original Eldrazi list, round 2, when we were a look back at Modern Magic Mondays. How has this deck changed since then?
Yeah.
Well, that might be a good way to look at it, too, is being able to play both a Thought Knot and Reality Smasher in one turn.
Exactly. I mean, they just needed a new way to ramp out these giant creatures. Ayavugan plus Eldrazi Temple seemed like the correct way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Ayavugan, so it became more difficult, and now it's kind of shaped up. It's kind of laid. It's started to. What's the word? Yep. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Nope. I lost it.
Settle. It starts.
Oh.
It started to settle, and now we have Eldrazi Temple plus Tron lands.
Yeah, that combination together.
Yep. There's an Eldrazi and taxes listed to GP. Oh,
I think I remember seeing that.
interesting.
Cool. Oh, I haven't had a chance to look at the classic yet for all the different deck lists. So Warping Whale is actually relevant because he can exile one of those creatures. Could opt for like the Signal Pass or something like that. Oh, Gal Blast you.
Yeah, it's sorcery speed though.
And Warping Whale, I think it's instant.
Is it instant?
I think so. Make a Scion, exile.
I
Yeah.
guess it is instant.
So even with the Warping Whale, he dropped him down to 14, but with all that life gain and no real interaction earlier, the quickness of Affinity was able to get there. Having the challenge on 2 was nice, but it was already after 2 Volt Scourges had come down.
Yeah. I don't know if there is a -5 button in that app.
I don't know. I don't know.
Some of them do have it, but this one I don't think does. I think it's definitely the best one.
See, Eminem's got a message for you there. That's a spicy meatball. Oh, it's like deflecting palm, but you can direct it at creatures or players. That's kind of cool. Or for those Yu-Gi-Oh players out there, Magic Cylinder. No, nothing.
Listen, man, if it wasn't in the TV show, I got nothing.
Pretty sure it was in the TV show.
I don't think so.
I think Yugi had it in his deck at one point.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but super sneaky, yeah, because nobody's prepared for that. Oh, that's true. You sit there with the red and the white open, they go, deflecting bomb, huh? Okay, I see what you're up to. Exiling creature. Psh, what? Or white card. Doesn't have to be a creature.
Yeah, I don't.
So,
If it wasn't Slifer the Sky Dragon, I don't.
so I saw an interesting thing that Raptor did at the finals of the GP,
Yeah.
where it was sideboard time, and he took his whole sideboard and shuffled it into his deck.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that now. Or at least some people have always done that.
Right.
And it was just mentioned recently, and it's funny that you bring that up, is because it hides how many cards you're actually bringing in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, I'm kind of obvious with the amount of cards that I
Like, because you lay them out, you count them out.
Yeah,
I do the
I'm
same
very
thing.
deliberate with like, okay, I'm bringing in 4, bringing in 5, cool, all right, okay, yes, cool, and I, lay them all out. Some players like keep them up here and just like put them on top of their deck and do things like that. But I think putting them all and then just pulling out what you need is
I tried that once,
Yeah.
and I got confused.
oh no.
Because at that point I was like, well, all right, well, what do I take out, and how many cards did I
Bring in
how many cards did I bring in? So I think it's just something you have to practice.
Yeah, smart. So, I know there was discussion. Do you pay any attention to the Hall of Fame?
Not really.
Like who gets in or like the voting or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I know they were doing a lot of discussion, at least the finals and stuff like that. But I was just curious, is like, does the Hall of Fame matter to regular viewers or regular players, or does it only matter to the pros? Just curious. Tilt your opponent as well, TJ is talking about. Also might help you focus on sideboarding better. TJ was saying how he aggressively and deliberately makes it a point to shove them all in. Which makes sense. Just like, look, see what I'm doing? I'm putting every card in. That's how many I need against you. And then you just like put all these. Alright, these are garbage. I'm not really running those. See our favorite players recognized. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like, I know I've been following more of the pro scene within the last like 3 years in particular. Pretty much right around that time as I started to get less involved in competitive esports and doing stuff with that, I became more involved in that and more aware of the pros and more aware of the players and things like that. And that's just, I don't know. I also think Wizards could do a better job promoting that stuff.
Sure.
But that, okay, Eminem's making it a point too. It actually matters to me that Chris, I can never say his last name.
Piccola.
Thank you, is not in the Hall of Fame. And I think that also speaks into players that have the chance to vote and newer players and just like not being as familiar with him because he hasn't done as much lately, because he did so much in the beginning and then just sort of fell off the ballot. Yeah. So how about this for our turn? All the boats.
All of them.
Yeah, really important things is the promotion of fairness, not cheating, and you know, the health of the game. Like, all that stuff is really important, especially at a time where things might have been a little bit shadier. I think rule lawyering is one of the dumbest things.
Trying to scumbag your opponent with rules?
Yes, exactly.
Like combat?
Oh, yeah. That stuff. No, I think that is the wrong way to be playing Magic, personally. I think if you really want to win and be better, you have to, you know, play better. Jeez, this is insane. Like, this also is showing the speed of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is stuck with only... Oh, I hope he did that at the start of combat. Before he swung in, but...
Yeah, that is my I don't know if you saw that or not, but Cedric Phillips tweeted that out. Roses are red, violets are blue. You said combat. It's too late to crew.
Yes, I love that. No, I think Eminem told a story about somebody was like comboing off or doing something.
Yeah, and passing priority.
Yeah, that
stuff is just dumb. Okay, very hard to do the rule learning aspect of it in competitive REL events, which makes sense. Oh, being short on lands is not where you want to be.
Not an Eldrazi list.
Staring down a board full of creatures. No, I actually, okay, the pen trick and mind tricks and stuff like that, I like a lot. You know about this pen trick thing?
No, huh?
I don't remember who was in the finals. I think it was like Patrick Chapin or somebody like that. Where they're like, goes to combat, swings in, or he's like hemming and hawing about like who he's gonna attack with, like go to combat, and he's like getting his creatures, and then like he picks up his pen, like he's gonna write down the life, and so like I guess he goes for more of an attack, and he had a way to kill off his stuff, and then be able to swing in and win next turn.
Oh, and then he just plays something to...
Yeah, and then he puts the pen down and just like, poof, gotcha, untap, kill you kind of thing. Yeah, it's like that stuff I like, but I like mind games, and I like trying to manipulate my opponent to doing different things. Like even if it's like the limited outs I have right now, or if you do X, Y, and Z, and then I can catch you and put you in this sort of position, I can do WQP and whatever random stuff, and I don't know. Alright, so they're D-sideboarding, talking about their cards. Look at that Batterskull.
Apparently that Batterskull has seen some miles.
Yeah, it's been around the block. So guys, it's been a year.
It has been 1 year.
We have some stuff planned.
We do. So, we've kind of talked about it these past couple months at the start of 2017. It's hashtag build the brand.
Build
miles, brand. Just about every state. Yeah, I remember hearing TJ talk about that Batterskull.
Which is cool.
So we've been working on some different things. And if you guys are following us, yeah. If you follow us on Twitter, if you follow us here at the channel, Nan and I have been having some offline conversations and talking about things that we can do outside of just this stream.
Yes.
Modern Magic Mondays. We will always be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays.
Yes.
To bring you Modern coverage.
Yep.
No matter how many rounds it is at our shop, normally on average it's about 5. But sometimes it can be 4, like recently. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a numbers thing. We're definitely trying to work with the shop owner, Trip over at Comic Kung Fu, to kind of figure out where that is. But we don't want, at this point, to be just a Modern stream. Mm-hmm. Okay, we did it for a year. We know that Modern is our format of choice.
Yes, we love it.
We do.
We're trying to branch out a little bit more.
Yep.
You're playing some Standard more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play some Standard more.
And that's kind of what really brought this on. Is Nan came to me and said, "Hey man, Team Constructed, I need you to play Standard because I'm going to play Modern." And I was like,
I don't want to.
Okay, all right. So I started looking at Standard with Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. And I obviously, I'll give you Felidar and Saheeli if you just give me back Splinter Twin. This combo came out, and I was like, all right, you got me. I'll play this. This is fine. But it started to get me thinking about more and more about Magic as a whole. And I realized that, and I already knew, but I realized that we can do more here at Modern Magic Mondays if we, instead of really just narrowing the focus on Modern, if we open it up. Because we have all of this content, we have all of this out here, Commander, Standard, Legacy, Pauper, You know, there's all these different formats that you can play. Frontier. There's all this different content that you can do. Nan's doing YouTube videos. I'm trying to pick up a bi-weekly article to write that just kind of, YouTube videos. I'm going to go ahead and plug the article real quick since I haven't really talked about it. But hopefully bi-weekly I'm going to be doing I'm calling it the cleanup step.
Yes.
All right. Where, we kind of look at Magic as a whole over the past couple weeks and just to see what's happened. Because, we joked about, roses are red, violets are blue. That crew issue, it actually came up in the Pro Tour, and the player that made the judge call, he's been getting a lot of flack because of, he called and some people are arguing, he tried to scumbag his opponent, and he even came out and said, you know what, I don't even know if I want to play Magic now.
Yeah.
Like, it was that bad. So, I mean, that's the sort of stuff that I want to cover on that cleanup step, is just to kind of give you guys an overview of what is going on. But anyway, that's a part of the build the brand.
That's all about 2017.
2017, we're going to be bringing you lots more content that isn't strictly Modern Magic based content.
And isn't strictly just from us.
Correct. And that is our big announcement.
Woo-hoo.
That is our big announcement, is that we would like to introduce at least starting out, 2 people that we have talked to, Nan and I, we know personally, to the Modern Magic Mondays team that is going to start producing content for this channel. And we're going to go ahead and get them on voice chat because we've been working, and we've got headphones and everything so we can hear them.
We can do this.
So hopefully this all works out.
All right, let's try this out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see?
Look at you. You're all set up.
All right, I think we're unmuted.
Yeah, we are unmuted. We just got to make sure.
Oh! I thought I heard Eminem.
So we're muted?
There
Nope,
you go.
You're unmuted.
We
can hear you.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Woo!
man. Yo, so we have Mutarin, and we have Real Eminem, Chris Bennett, our table judge extraordinaire. And Mutarin, dude, Brandon, I know your first name, but I'm going to butcher your last name. So if you can help us out.
All right, it's Mucharoni.
Mucharoni. Nice.
Yeah.
Mucharoni.
I would never be able to have said that.
Sick.
Yeah, it's tough for most people.
Yeah, Mucharoni. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and note that. But guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves to everyone on stream. Just give them a little bit of overview. We'll start with Brandon.
Sure, man. So I've been doing, like internet coverage type stuff for a long time. Kind of been on a break recently, mainly just kind of fell out of it, I guess. But I started off with StarCraft coverage, doing a lot of that. That's where I met Nan. And then I've done a couple podcasts and stuff like that for Magic, and a bit of StarCraft stuff as well. And I pretty much had to stop for a little while as I moved and just wasn't able to do it. But now I'm looking to get back into it. So let's see. Yeah.
Sweet. So Eminem, what about you, sir? Time for intros.
Actually, I just had to minimize the stream because I saw you guys talking, and I was lagging a little bit and it was really throwing me off. So I'm with you now. So I've been playing for a while, and a lot of the guys know me around the shop. Obviously, table judge. I'm a level 1 judge, looking to try to get level 2 this year. The main thing I aim to bring to the brand in the near future is the best format in Magic Commander. Look to have plenty of impact with that. And then just some kind of like what Brett was bringing up with the current events. I try to remember a lot of Magic's history and just some current event stuff as well. We were actually specifically discussing that crewing rule probably a week or 2 weeks before the Pro Tour. So the fact that it then came up on a Pro Tour level, at least for the guys at the shop that we had talked to, was pretty rad to actually see it come into play. It was not rad for that player, but it was awesome for us to kind of been like, well, we know that, and we're not on the Pro Tour. So, just general knowledge, stuff like that.
Sick. Yo, Jason Massacre, thank you so much for the follow, dude.
You're awesome.
Appreciate that.
So a big part also about having our guys jump on to the call with us is because for those that have been paying attention over the last 2 weeks, there's been a SoundCloud
image that has popped up on the channel. Just kind of a little spoiler that I was throwing in there for those that were paying attention. It doesn't link to anything currently, but we are going to be starting up a Magic podcast.
Yes.
And again, Brandon and I had done it in the past. It was called In Response To, and originally it was just dedicated to Modern and the Modern meta, and we talked kind of spoilers, different decks that were in the meta and stuff like that. We did like 8 episodes or something along those lines. And I've been slowly uploading those over to SoundCloud. But our plan is to branch in and start a podcast, of course, with everybody. Not as much on the Modern focus, but again, kind of across the board.
Yep.
And taking everybody's knowledge and stuff like that. But Brandon, we didn't really get to hear too much about where your experience lies, because Eminem was talking a little bit about Commander stuff. But what about you?
Well, I too am in L1, but I don't actually have any aspirations to go any farther. But I guess worth noting. And like we said, Nan said before, we had a Modern podcast, and that really is kind of the format I like the most. I'll definitely play kind of whatever. Magic's just fun, no matter what it is at this point. But Modern's definitely my favorite. I've been playing it for, now like 2 years, I guess. I've had like a tier 1 deck, so it's kind of a long time now that I think about it. Yeah, I'll play whatever. I do have a couple Commander decks that I like as well.
Nice. And that's kind of another avenue besides the podcast that we're going to be doing is, Nan enjoys playing Magic Online, and Mutarin also enjoys, he plays Magic Online, and Eminem as well has also talked about doing some Commander, I believe, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to be the one that'll probably be playing online unless on those...
We're going to make Brett play.
On those scant times I get forced into playing. Again, I like to talk about Magic and facilitate the community itself and not so much the playing since I'm bad. But definitely expect some online streaming from us as well. You know, I say that because I've watched Nan a couple times do it now, where he'll hop on his channel and he'll play. But now we've got a Modern Magic Mondays account that we're going to be rolling out for Magic Online, and we're going to be, we've got the logo that we can throw on stream. So just so everyone knows that, hey, Mutarin's playing Magic Online. He's playing in, representing Modern Magic Mondays. Sweet. What's Modern Magic Mondays is all about? Boom, there you go. It's all about building the brand.
Mm-hmm. 2017 # build the brand. Which actually goes to, we will be starting to do some streaming up for Magic Online this week, for, again, build the brand and also get to know some of our other content producers here for Modern Magic Mondays. I believe we're going to be seeing at least Pauper for sure, and probably a little bit of Modern sprinklings throughout. We'll see, get a official note on exactly what everyone's going to be playing and stuff for this week, and be tweeting about it and stuff like that. And that is, of course, the best way, so you guys can find out more information about...
Look, you're right on my wavelength, dude. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, first off, follow the channel here, twitch.tv/Modern Magic Mondays. We also have a Twitter, @Modern Mondays. Be sure not to do @Modern Magic Mondays or @Modern Magic. That's somebody totally different. And he got really upset at me when I tried to tweet at him when I wasn't trying to. But also follow each of us here. You've got Mutarin @Mutarin. You've got @RealMNM. You've got @TheRealNanman. And you have @Farmazurnar. Any one of us will have all the content tweeted up for you guys. There's lots of places to get this content going forward in 2017. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect. So that was a big part of tonight, guys, is not only kind of highlight the whole year of Modern Magic Mondays, but do a nice little intro to get ready for what 2017 has to offer, kind of introduce you to all of our kind of new names and faces of the channel and stuff going forward there. So keep your eyes open for information about the podcast that we're getting going here, the articles that Brett's going to be writing up, of course, all of our Magic Online stuff that we're doing, and then, as always, Mondays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, is Modern Magic Monday stuff. Anything else I'm missing before we call it?
I don't know, guys. Mutarin, M, have we missed anything?
No, I can't think of anything. I guess just your YouTube channel. I don't think you plugged that.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh yes, that's true. All VODs and everything that's going to be produced up here, of course, including the streaming up to Magic Online, will get uploaded over to youtube.com/Modern Magic Mondays.
I did have two points. So a point and a question, if I could.
Perfect.
If you guys see the Modern Magic Monday account on MTGO, make sure that you give the account plenty of favorable trades. If you have plenty of stuff sitting around you don't want, that'll definitely help with content production, I'm sure. And the other question I had, though, was for Brett. The gentleman that you tweeted at Modern Magic Mondays, was he a magician?
Actually,
I really...
he actually, I think, was like some sort of developer, or like a coder or something like that. He was not a magician.
I was really hoping it was just a magician that got really annoyed with, why am I getting all these MTG tweets? I don't understand.
This doesn't make any sense.
It was funny because, like, I think it was some sort of event. And I was doing like a live tweeting. It was modern coverage of something.
Oh, yes.
And I tweeted it like 3 or 4 times, and then he just came back with, "Hey man, this isn't Magic the Gathering. You need to stop." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem, no
Right.
problem, dude." No
Live and
problem.
learn.
You know, if he were a magician, we could just bring him in. And just have him actually fix it.
I was going to say, maybe if we just troll him enough and send him enough ads, he'll delete the account, and you guys can just pick it up, and
Swoop in.
it's right there.
Trademarked and everything.
Exactly. All right, so I think that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with us as we did our kind of walk back through memory lane across this last year of Modern coverage. And hopefully you guys are as hyped for what 2017 has to offer as we are. But
Oh yeah.
again, all the follows, all that kind of good love that you guys have been sending makes a big difference for us. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy.
Peace.